we're going to do some Star Wars trivia. So if you want, over in the chat, hashtag Star Wars trivia, or hashtag Star Wars, just hashtag Star Wars, hashtag happy birthday Jar Jar. That's what I want. Hashtag happy birthday Jar Jar over in the chat. And we are going to play some Star Wars trivia here for a little bit of time. Happy birthday, Jar Jar.
Nick, look, there are whales in the Hudson.
What?
Water's cleaner now because half of all life has been removed. Remember when it was a dystopia, even though, a snap just happened and they've had 5 years to
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't. That is so. Well, like I said, I talked to Mike, and Oscar about it yesterday, but it pulled me out of the movie so much because I think it's such a dramatic misstep to make. You shoot this as like this post-apocalyptic world. There are still 4 billion people in the world. So stupid. Cut the first half of Infinity War, like the first act of Infinity War, in half and get to the plot much quicker. I'd be much happier. I'd be much happier. I don't need to see you regress characters that have already had full character arcs and grown. Like, yeah, Fat Thor's funny, but like he has this whole huge regressive character arc. He's already been put through so much hell and so much shit and come out stronger through the other end. And then he just decides to get fucking wasted all the time and play Fortnite. Fucking so stupid.
Because he failed.
Yeah, fuck him.
He should have gone for the head. And he didn't. And now he's depressed, boy.
Anyway, we're going to do some Star Wars trivia. Some happy birthday Jar Jars. We're just going to go by this based on the responses I get in the form. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, to sign your name whenever you submit responses so I know who you are and I know whose response is whose. Hashtag Velvet Drizzle. I can always get behind that.
I would like to point out we lost 3 viewers, and I'm guaranteeing that's due to Nick shitting all over Endgame.
Good. So there's the link to the trivia form. I already stuck it over there in the chat. So we're going to get started with some Star Wars trivia here. Let me open that up. Some of these are really, really intriguing questions, but 1 point apiece. Again, you have the Google form there in front of you. After every round, I will clear the form, and then you have to just refresh yours in the chat, okay? So that's the way we're going to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, first question. Ready? According to a 1978 interview with George Lucas, how many Star Wars films were originally planned way back in the day? And they brought this back up, recently after The Force Awakens, after he sold everything to Disney. This came back into the news. His original plans for Star Wars after the first Star Wars came out. So this was 1978. It was an interview he gave. Sean, we love you. Velvet Drizzle, thank you so much for stopping by.
Remember,
1978
Nick.
interview. How many Star Wars films were originally planned?
Remember, Nick. No one ever truly stays dead.
If I swear to God, if Palpatine's alive in Rise of the Skywalker, I'm just going to walk out of the theater. Like, literally, fuck yourself, J.J. Abrams. You are now, like, trying so hard to suck a nostalgia boner. Like, just stop it. My God.
That movie's going to be so interesting. I need to see, like, how much they,
All right. Who else is checking in here with some answers? Again, according to a 1978 interview, how many Star Wars films were planned? Once we get the number of responses we get for this question, that's how many I'm going to expect every other time. So whenever we get that amount, I'm just going to call it. So I think I have Dan, Drew, and Christiane in so far. Jared, did I see you in there?
Jared is in the chat.
I thought I saw him do Happy Birthday, Jar Jar. Or did he just want to wish Jar Jar a happy birthday?
He might have.
He might just love Jar Jar. That might be it.
Jared Taylor, #1 Jar Jar fanboy. Oh, Brentley's here. Brentley, joining on Star Wars Trivia.
Brentley, play Star Wars trivia if you want.
No, if you want, you're playing Star Wars trivia. Just like you, Bubby. You're playing Star Wars trivia.
So, one more time, there's the link to the form if anybody does want to play. If anybody wants to get in, there's the link to the form, Brentley, right there. First question. First question is, according to a 1978 interview, how many Star Wars films did George Lucas originally plan? How many? Why is Ashley going to play the trivia game? Ashley, you have to do what Emily did yesterday and just randomly put other answers in there because you don't watch Star Wars. She's seen one Star Wars movie. How is she even going to play?
And it was The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So, like, she has no context for anything that's fucking happening at all.
Okay. So, I think we are ready, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm going to call it there. Okay, we have 5 responses. You have to sign your responses, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who's putting these numbers in here. Somebody put 69. I'm relatively sure that's correct. No, it's not. We have 2 correct answers in here. Actually, I'm going to type out some names here. Hang on. We have Dan. We have
I hope
Drew,
I guessed it.
we have Chris Yaney. We have Brentley. And we have Shlee.
She has not seen Endgame.
Shlee, you can just put whatever you want in there. I love you anyway. All right, so the correct answer, and Dan and Chris Yaney both got it correct. It was 12.
Oh, hey, boy.
It originally was 12 films that he had planned to do. He talked about, like, back in the 70s, he talked about filming a Star Wars sequel trilogy sometime in, like, the 2000s, like the early 2000s, like 2001 or something like that. So, yeah. 69 is not correct. So, okay. So now I'm clearing the form. So when I clear the form, when I tell you I'm clearing the form, you guys refresh your forms. Jared, we love you. We love you. You put us over that goal last night. You put us over that goal. Okay, somebody resubmitted 15. Stop it. Stop resubmitting things. Shlee.
Hey, Chris Yaney. I never went to a midnight showing for a Star Wars dressed up, or a midnight showing for Star Wars, or went during the first week of its run.
I have gone
So suck it.
to Star Wars midnight showings, but never dressed up. How do responses keep getting put through?
What are
I'm
you people
deleting all the
doing?
responses, and then you just have to refresh your form.
Oh, no. What they actually should do is not hit refresh. They should hit back.
Or, okay, hit the back button. So there you go. So I think we're ready. Next question, Star Wars trivia. Back it up, Brentley. There's a link to the form if anybody needs it. Okay. Next question, Star Wars trivia. What does AT-AT stand for in Empire Strikes Back? The big, slow walkers, not the small little chicken leg walkers. The big, huge, lumbering, slow walkers are called AT-ATs. AT-AT. What does AT-AT stand for? AT-AT. Not for Howard Stern fans, not ACK, like Eric the Midget.
This is such a guess. I have no idea. Chris Yaney's going to start running away with this because I don't know Star Wars lore at all. Outside of what's in the movies.
Dan, you are close, believe it or not.
I believe it.
You are close. Ack. Yeah, we got a bunch of correct answers going on in the chat right now. I got nothing. Shlee, just put random other stuff in there. I'm fine with it. Hello, Adam Roke. It is, I believe we have all of our responses in. I think we have them all in here. So we got Drew getting a point. We have Chris Yaney getting a point. We have Jared Taylor grabbing a point. This is not correct. Whoever's answer that is Anti-troop all-terrain? No. It is all-terrain armored transport. You were close, Dan. You were close.
You would say all-terrain, automated terrestrial.
Automated terrestrial? Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds stupid enough that George Lucas would have come up with it.
I am deleting all the responses to the form. So everybody go ahead and hit back. Re-click the form. Link to the form is right there. Greetings. Thank you very much, Adam Roque. Welcome to the live stream for the Cure. Sorry, so whenever everybody's ready. Number three. And this is a huge problem I have with this film, and we all know it if you've ever heard our show.
Okay, that's the answer.
No, shut up, goddammit. According to original drafts of Return of the Jedi, probably from when it was called Revenge of the Jedi, what planet was the final battle supposed to take place on? I will take the name of the planet or a description of it. One of the two. What planet was the final battle supposed to take place on? Because it was not Endor. Original drafts of probably, like I said, Revenge of the Jedi, because that got changed way late. So it was probably when it was still Revenge of the Jedi. What planet was the final battle supposed to take place on?
I don't know if this is a planet, but this is the only thing I could think topologically that makes sense.
Ashley wins Omicron Persei 8. It's really not, but I love that drop, Ashley. Thank you.
Omicron Persei 8 is correct. Ashley gets 10,000 points, and she wins.
Still waiting on one more response in there. Even though Ashley already won our hearts with the Omicron Persei 8. Jesus.
I forwarded that's what happened.
I don't know who are we still waiting for. Brantley, if that's your response in there and you didn't sign your name to it again, I'm going to drive to Harrisburg and crush you. All right.
Not far away.
So, we're going to... I wish I had Jar Jar on the soundboard being like, Poodoo or something, but... Everybody gets one of those. The correct answer is Kashyyyk, the Wookiee homeworld. Originally, the final battle was supposed to take place on the Wookiee homeworld, which, if you think about the final battle, if the Ewoks were twice the size, if they were supposed, the Wookiees actually could have put up a great fight against the Empire, especially since the Empire enslaved them, but then at the last minute they pivoted because they wanted to sell cute little Ewok toys. So
I guess Yavin 4.
The Wookiee homeworld, Kashyyyk. At least you guessed a Star Wars planet?
Technically, isn't Yavin 4 a moon?
No. Yavin 4 is the planet. It's a gas giant. The Rebel base is on a moon on the far side.
Oh, that's right. I thought Yavin 4 was the moon.
Yeah. Think about what could have been in Return of the Jedi and then understand why I hate Ewoks so much, because that should have been an epic war between Wookiees and the Empire. We finally got a taste of that in Revenge of the Sith, but not as much as we should have.
I mean, obviously, there's no catharsis behind that because they're still enslaved by the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. It would have been, especially in retrospect, if you go back to Revenge of the Sith after they're enslaved, and then finally in Return of the Jedi, they free themselves. Yeah, it would have been perfect. Instead of Ewoks, who, like I said, they wanted to sell cute little teddy bear toys. Simple as that. That's all they wanted to do. Which, like I said, is why one of the reasons why I hate Return of the Jedi so much. There's a link to the form again if anybody needs it. We're going to go on to the next question. Ladies and gentlemen, who was the Chancellor of the Republic before Palpatine rose to power?
Oh, fuck you. I just watched the movie too.
This is in episode 1. He receives a vote of no confidence and is forced to step down and is replaced by Palpatine, who preceded him. Super fun trivia. He was played by Terrence Stamp, who also played General Zod in Superman and Superman 2.
I didn't catch that.
Yep. It is Terrence Stamp that plays him. But yes, who was the Chancellor of the Republic before Palpatine rose to power? Close, Jared. I think you just spelled it wrong, but I'm going to give you the point for that. I'll give you the point. Yeah, because Drew spelled it wrong, too. I know you guys know the answer. It's just,
I'm learning.
Kneel before sun. My favorite thing from that movie still is in Mallrats when Jay comes up behind LaForce and hits him with the bat. It's like, "Come, son of Jor-El, kneel before sun."
Remember when Superman threw a cellophane S at a big guy?
Ashley says Chancellor Anyang. Anyang. Then everybody just stares at him like. All right. I'm going to give points to Jared Taylor, Drew, and Christiani because you all clearly know it's Chancellor Valorum, but none of you can spell it.
Do you actually think anyone sat through the end credits to learn how to spell his name? No. The answer is no.
So there it is. It is Supreme Chancellor Valorum is a vote of no confidence, and he gets ousted. He gets ousted. So next question, ladies and gentlemen. Moving along. This is a gimme. Even Ashley might know this one because it's just a pop culture thing and not even so much a Star Wars thing anymore.
I doubt it.
What substance is Han Solo frozen in at the end of The Empire Strikes Back? What substance is he frozen in? I put the correct spelling of Chancellor Valorum over in the chat there, Jared. Yeah. What substance is Han Solo frozen in? You're welcome. This is a free point for everyone, except maybe Ashley, who maybe. But like I said, it's totally a pop culture thing. Brentley, what? You don't get a point for that, Brentley.
I need to know what he said. Bubby, do you know this? Bubby, I believe in you.
Bubby does know it. Everybody except Brentley gets a point because everyone said carbonite except for Brentley, who said carbon. Brentley, it's not carbon.
Brentley, I'm beating you with a stick.
It's okay, Jared. I at least got everybody else's name, so I can at least pick your answer out that way. Bubby, you're on the board. Bubby, you did it. Like I said, that was a super gimme. It's Cookie. It's super, like I said, that's pop culture, so that's why I figured maybe even Schlee would know that one. Because it's just pop culture. All right, next question. I have cleared the form. Next question. On what planet, this is Revenge of the Sith trivia, on what planet does Obi-Wan Kenobi finally hunt down and destroy General Grievous, the leader of the droid army? It's a big plot point in episode 3 that they have to find and destroy him. What? You got to know it's Star Wars trivia. A lot of it's got to be planet related. What planet does he track him down on and destroy him with a blaster, which he calls, uncivilized? I can assure you it is an actual planet that he's destroyed on.
That's the thing. It's like I'll wait till after this answer. But like, I don't know what planet that my answer is on, or if that's the planet.
Bespin is the name of the planet that Cloud City's on. Brentley, the answer is not Pittsburgh.
We all wish.
Pittsburgh Cookie
was a planet.
Ashley is closer than you, Brentley, believe it or not.
That's fucking sad.
At least Ashley named a planet, Brentley.
Did she name a Star Wars planet?
She did not.
Good try, Bubby.
But she's still super close. Jared, are you going to hazard a guess or no? He said he has no Yeah. Christiani. Jared's going to pass. Super, super close, Ashley, because your planet also starts with a U. Ashley said Uranus, or Uranus as it's properly pronounced, but nobody says that. But the correct answer is Utapau. Christiani with the correct answer there.
Oh, but guys, I'm not a super huge nerd. I just happen to know all the Star Wars answers.
I refreshed the trivia. Next question, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a little production trivia. In Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace turns 20 today. What is Qui-Gon's communicator made from? They built it out of something common, something very common.
Oh, so it can be the common thing. It doesn't have to be like the specific brand.
Nope, just the common thing that it's built out of. I'm not looking for the specific brand, but it was built out of a common household item. Brentley's going to guess Pittsburgh again. Because Brentley's just throwing caution to the wind at this point. Happy birthday, Phantom Menace. Happy birthday, Jar Jar. It's Misa birthday. Ashley, you got nothing on this one? If she'd ever seen the movie, I bet you she would. But she's never seen the movie.
I'm your Venus. I'm your fire.
Dan's trying to give it away now. Ashley says nothing, man. Ashley, we still love you. Brentley, it is not a vibrator.
Definitely not.
Jared Taylor, it is not a cell phone. Drew Hallam, it is not tinfoil. Dan and Chris Yaney are correct. It is a women's razor. It's a Gillette Sensor XL specifically. But
I didn't remember the brand. That's why I was like, oh no.
A Gillette Sensor XL was the brand. But yeah, that's what they built it out of. They like spray painted it gray, and they added like a couple of little prop extensions to the end of it.
What was Brentley's answer?
Brentley's answer was vibrator.
Brentley, that is not close at all.
What kind
Do you
of
really think they'd throw a fucking dildo into the Star Wars prequel trilogies aimed specifically at children?
Man, listen, if you make the prop and don't show it to Lucas and tell him what it was before you turned it into a communicator, I bet you could have snuck like a bullet in there or something. Be like, no, look, George, this is their communicator. See this little thing?
They shove it in their mouth and they suck
All
on
right,
it. And
I've
goo
cleaned
comes
the
out.
form. I've cleared the form. Here's another gimme, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another gimme. Again, this might be one that even Ashley knows because this is, again, just pop culture. Another free point for everybody. Who did the voice and puppet work for Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, fuck me.
Just legendary puppeteer. Legendary. Also did the voice work.
I mean, if it's just legendary, it has to be one person.
No.
There's no... Okay.
Let's talk about words here today, people. Legendary and iconic actually means something.
Yeah. And this person is a legend.
If I don't know who they are, they're not a legend.
Yeah. Dan is clearly the threshold which you have to pass in order to get to be
Correct.
legendary. Shit. Brentley, who the fuck is Tim Hansen?
Oh God, it's Chris Hansen.
For those who guessed Jim Henson, you are incorrect. It is Frank Oz, who is like literally he's had a career.
No one
spanning,
knows who the fuck that is.
Everybody knows who that is.
No.
He has a career literally spanning decades upon decades upon decades doing puppet work and voice work in Hollywood.
Legendary puppeteer Everyone thinks Jim Henson.
Hey,
you are
hey,
right.
hey.
That is the way we use words.
Die. Yes, yours was still legendary. Fred Rogers was also a legendary puppeteer. That is true. But he did not do the Star Wars puppets.
Did anyone get that right?
Yeah, Jared Taylor, Drew, and Chris Chaney.
And Brentley continues to be the least correct every single time.
Tim Hansen. What the fuck, Brentley? Oh, all right. Next question. I refreshed my form. When was the Senate finally dissolved? This happened in a film because they talk about it specifically.
You want this like the
Just
year or
movie.
the film?
Just the movie. No, I don't want the year. I want it in Star Wars years, Dan.
That's what I meant. Like what year in Star Wars
just
films?
the movie. When is the Senate finally dissolved? Another character says the last remnants of the old republic have been swept away.
This is a gimme because you know through our discussion that the Senate is still alive and well in the Phantom Menace, so
It's true.
it's a 50-50 shot.
It is hilarious, Brentley. Just, man.
Tim Hansen. That's going to be my new online alias. Whenever I need to go shit on somebody, I'm going to call myself Tim Hansen. Thanks, Brentley.
There are some who will call me Tim. All right, it is Jared Taylor and Chris Yaney. You are correct. It is Star Wars: A New Hope.
Wait, what?
When they're on the Death Star, the Emperor has just notified me that he's devolved the Council, referring to the Imperial Senate, permanently, because now they have the Death Star operational, which is going to keep local systems in line.
Oh.
And then Tarkin says the last remnants of the old Republic have been swept away.
See, I assumed it was a prequel thing because I assumed by the time he became Emperor, it was like, oh, there's no need for a fucking Senate anymore. Especially because Yoda fight in the Senate room.
Yeah, they still have the Senate around because it's no longer the Senate of the Republic, it's the Imperial Senate. Because Leia is actually a senator.
Oh,
at the beginning of A New
that's
Hope.
right. Fuck you, Star Wars.
All right, so there we go. Next question. So in episode 1, Dan, happy birthday, Jar Jar.
VHS copy.
In episode 1, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are trying to get onto the bridge of the droid control ship. What type of droid thwarts their efforts? So a certain type of droid rolls down the hallway
I know the scene, I just forget what they fucking call it.
and stops them from being able to get in, and they have to make a hasty retreat. What's the droid called? Listen, Ashley, you care about me because you love me?
Fuck. They
Not
say
about Star
it.
Wars.
They
I know you
say
don't care
it
about Star
too.
Wars. They do.
They say it too, and I can't remember what they
Obi-Wan
fucking say.
turns around. Obi-Wan turns around. He says, "Master, blank." I'm pretty sure they're referred to by name other times during the prequels as well. What? They are not the idiot droids that go, Roger, Roger. They're not those.
Well, here's my answer.
Yeah, I will take either Jared's answer or Drew's answer because they're both correct. Because the Nemoidians, the Trade Federation people, call them one thing, but the Jedi call them another thing.
Is my answer correct?
Is Rolly Boys correct?
You and Brentley have almost exactly the same answer. Brentley's answer is rolling pins. Yours is rolly boys.
Rolly Boys is an objectively funnier answer, though.
Drew got the Trade Federation one correct. Droidica or Jared, Destroyer Droid.
Destroyer Droid.
So Jared and Drew Hallam with correct answers there. Holy shit, Chris Yaney finally got a question wrong. Battle droids.
AXY. Please, for the love of God.
Yep. battle droids are those chrome droids in episode 2 that have like the wrist lasers. Those are the battle droids, I believe.
Brantley, I watched this movie 5 days ago. I should have known that.
So Jared and Drew each get a point. I've cleared my form.
That way, Bubby. That is the correct spelling of galaxy.
All right. Next question, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday, Jar Jar. That's not a question. Number 11 and 12 are, so this is going to be 2 questions based on kind of the same thing. What planet does Obi-Wan visit? And this is an Attack of the Clones, episode 2. What planet does Obi-Wan visit that was erased from the Jedi archives? It was erased. It's like the whole plot of episode 2. A huge plot point was that it was erased from the Jedi archives.
I legitimately don't think I've even seen Attack of the Clones all the way through. Like, I've seen it in bits and pieces, and I'm just like, I can't fucking take this.
It is the planet where the clone army comes from. It is the planet where he fights Jango Fett in the rain. It's covered in water, storms, constantly. You are correct, Brad. Those are super battle droids. You are correct. I'll put the link in here, Brad. You're way behind if you want to jump in on the trivia, but get in here, baby. So yes, the planet that Obi-Wan visits in Attack of the Clones that was erased from the Jedi archive.
You know, one day I will go back through and watch the entire Skywalker trilogy. Not trilogy. What do you even call this? What do you call the 9-movie saga? Just a saga, I guess.
The Star Wars saga, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the Skywalker. I watched the whole Skywalker saga at some point.
No, Dan. The answer is not Aquarius.
It's a star. It's a star constellation, boys.
Shlee. It is not Pluto. Jared, I'm going to give you a point because you are. I know you know the answer, but he spelled it completely incorrectly. Christiani and Drew also correct. It is Camino. Camino is like the name of the planet.
Or is it with a K?
So Drew, Jared, Christiani, everybody gets a point. Going to clear all those responses. And number 12, I cleared the form, everybody. Number 12, following right off of that question, who erased the planet from the Jedi archives? Who erased Camino from the Jedi archives? He was played by an iconic actor.
No. Pull it down. Pull down your mic. I want to ask you a question, but I don't want to give away my answer.
Yes, I will take. There's 2 different names for this character in Attack of the Clones.
I can't fucking remember the first one.
I will take either one. Either one. There's 2 different names for this character.
He's the only person that makes any sense in that movie to have deleted them. Or to have deleted it.
That's not. Wait. Ashley says Thanos snap. Thanos snap.
Nick is using the correct terminology when he does say iconic, because this guy has been in fucking iconic role in everything. Basically,
Brad's going for brownie points in here by also name dropping Jedi Master Sifo Dyas. Brad goes for brownie points in there.
I could tell you the story of Dark Plagueis, but it's a tragic tale.
It is. Let's see. Yeah. So his name is either Darth Tyrannus And that's what Dan wanted to ask me. He's like, "Can I use his Sith name?" And then Dan put Count Dooku, which is his name.
Can you guys tell that I've never seen these movies?
Dooku,
really?
Count Dooku is not his Sith name. His Sith name is Darth Tyrannus, but I would have accepted either one. So Jared, Dan, Christiani, and Brad all get a point.
If you logistically think about that movie and just remember who his character is.
Drew put Sauron because he knew it was Christopher Lee.
That's correct.
Didn't put Dooku.
Yeah, but I mean, like you can clearly tell he's the only person that could have done that without, like, if you just told people like, hey, he's like the sidewinder of the Star Wars universe.
No, Brad, you did not mess up. You got a point. You got it right. It is Count Dooku. Count Dooku ordered the clone army pretending to be Sifo Dyas. Wait, no, I don't even know if that's a thing. Is that a thing?
I don't remember this movie. Why are you asking me?
I don't remember. I think it was definitely Dooku as Sifo Dyas that orders the clone army at the behest of Palpatine. So that way, whenever he wants to trick the Republic into a war, he can just be like, "Oh, look, here's this handy dandy army we have over here." Because, I mean, literally, I love Palpatine. He completely manipulates both sides of the war. All right, so cleared the form. I cleared the form. Next question. So this is going to touch into some Disney Star Wars right here as well.
Uh-oh.
So get ready.
Jimmy's are about to get rustled.
This is super, super easy if you've seen this movie too. But what character from the Phantom Menace, happy birthday, is the head of Crimson Dawn in Solo, a Star Wars story? What character from the Phantom Menace is the head of Crimson Dawn in Solo, a Star Wars story?
Good thing I never saw this movie, but I listened to your review anyway because I didn't give a fuck.
Booyah.
So I know this answer. Also, it's fairly obvious.
It is. Get it? Holy shit. Brentley Oliver got a question correct. Ashley, blank space. All right, so we have Dan, Drew, Christiani, Jared, even Brentley, for the love of God, and Brad. Everybody except for Ashley got that one correct. It is Darth Maul. You can't see Solo because it was shot so damn dark. Which it's
no, that was that Game of Thrones episode
that they decided that they were going to completely reshoot all of Solo and like doubled the budget, and the movie would have been successful if they would have just let Lord Miller do what Lord Miller going to do, and then we could have gotten a sequel to it and maybe see like what that actually kind of led to, but sadly no, we never will. Deleting responses, refreshing the form. Next question. Refresh the form. All right. Now, Dan, let's see if you get this one correct. What Imperial figurehead is chiefly responsible for the completion of the Death Star? What Imperial figurehead is chiefly responsible for the completion of the Death Star?
Why do I have a feeling you're trying to throw me off?
This happens in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The Death Star is completed. Brentley, it is not Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, I gotta come back because I gotta get the thing sorted here. There we go. Sort yourself out. Ashley actually guessed a Star Wars character name. I'm super proud of her. It's not the correct one.
Who is the character that she guessed?
It's not the correct one. She guessed Emperor Palpatine. It is not correct.
No. But good try, Bubby. That is a Star Wars character.
That is a Star Wars
You're in
character.
the galaxy.
And I mean, it's the Empire, and they were all trying to suck the Emperor's dick the best. But one person is chiefly responsible for its completion. I can see the dude in my head, but I can't think of his name, is not the correct answer, Chris Yaney. The correct answer, and that's why I specifically emphasized Dan before I gave this question, the correct answer is director Orson Krennic, Ben Mendelsohn's character in Rogue One.
I thought he was trying to throw me off by being like, Dan, he's chiefly responsible. I'm like, wait a minute. Does he mean Grand Moff Tarkin? I'm like, wait, no, Tarkin claims responsibility for it.
Tarkin steals responsibility for it in Rogue One, but it was Krennic who was chiefly responsible for the completion of the Death Star. So yeah, Dan gets a point. Jared gets a point. Dan, you got 6 points, man. You're doing respectable. And I'm going to guess that's Brad right there. Brantley put Jar Jar Binks, and Drew guessed Poggle the Lesser. I think isn't Poggle like one of the bug creatures from Geonosis that like creates the Death Star plans?
Please have sex.
Jeez. All right. So clearing the form. We're going to clear out the form here. This is fun. I love Star Wars trivia stuff. Okay. Now, this is a super gimme. Was that an offer, Dan? Drew wants to know if that was an offer. Yes. Yeah, I still know it was you, Brad. Process of elimination. I figured it out. Okay. This is a gimme. What does Jyn Erso manage to secure before the installation on Scarif is destroyed? What does she secure? What does she secure before the installation on Scarif was destroyed? Jyn Erso, which means we're talking about Rogue One. Another way to phrase this question could be, what is the plot of Rogue One? Because it's the whole point of the movie.
This is correct.
It's the whole reason they made the movie. What do all those words mean? Actually, they mean Bubby, Bubby, Bubby. I love you, Bubby. Bubby, Bubby, Bubby. That's what they all mean.
You know, I maintain they did this movie better in Halo Reach, which came out 6 years beforehand and was a video game.
Good morning,
instead.
Melissa. It literally, this was the entire point of Rogue One. Ashley guessed BB-8.
BB-8. That's not.
Ashley, I love that Ashley's guesses have gone from I have no idea to actual Star Wars things, just not the correct Star Wars things. She's getting there.
You know, taking her to see that one Last Jedi, I think she wants to be a Star Wars fan. I think she really wants to try.
Ashley, do you like a Star Wars?
Here, go see a Star Wars.
Chris Yaney just tied with Jared for the lead because he got it wrong. He was doing so well. He was the leader. It's Rogue One. It's the Death Star plans. It's the Death Star plans. So
I now have 7. I am the
Dan
greatest.
gets a point. Jared gets a point.
What are they at? What are Chris Yaney and Jared at?
Brantley
Like
gets
12?
a point. Hang on, I'll tell you in a second. Drew gets a point, and Brad gets a point.
What do you want?
So let's see.
Bubby, why did you call?
11 points.
Oh, I'm not far behind.
11 points. Chris Yaney and Jared are tied for first place at 11 points.
Did I know? What was his answer?
Huh?
Chris Yaney.
He put, okay, technically you're not, Chris. The MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is what he wrote as his answer. I wanted to know what the MacGuffin
Serious
was.
answers, people.
I wanted to know what the MacGuffin was, Chris Yaney. That, you know what? Touche, sir. All right, form is cleared. All right, we're going way back in time to A New Hope. We go way back in time. What does Luke give C-3PO after acquiring the droids from the Jawas? C-3PO has a line of dialogue about it. What does Luke give C-3PO? And this is right before they find the message from Leia in R2. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Ashley called to yell at me for saying dumb things, and I assume that means because I said
I love you, buddy.
Well, not that. I think it's because I said she wouldn't become a Star Wars fan.
All of a sudden, like Dan just finds himself blocked from all of Ashley's social media and everything.
I don't actually know the answer.
Like, Bubby, where are you? What happened? What?
Bubby, come back.
Thank you, Bubby. Brad going for the brownie points again by quoting the dialogue.
Yes.
What does Luke give C-3PO after they get the droids from the Jawas? They buy the droids from the Jawas, C-3PO and R2, they buy them from the Jawas, and then Luke gives 3PO something. And C-3PO says a line of dialogue about it.
I have no guess on this.
Looks like our game is going to stay tied. See Jared with a correct answer. Brad, again, going for brownie points by quoting the line of dialogue. C-3PO says, "Thank the maker. This oil bath is going to feel so good." Herpes, said Ashley. Herpes. It is not a voice box, Brentley. So Chris Yaney and Jared still tied. 12 points apiece. Delete those responses.
Dan's guess, credits.
Dan guessed credits. The public credits are no good out here. I need something more real. All right, here we go. Now, this is going to test your true Star Wars knowledge. Okay.
Hold on. I want to point out real quick. Nick was trying to do a Watto impression, and he failed fucking miserably.
Nubian, yeah, we got lots of that. All right, this is your true Star Wars knowledge here coming into question. Who owned Shmi and Anakin Skywalker? They're slaves. Who owned them before they were lost to Watto in a bet? So Watto won them from someone. Who owned them before Watto?
I didn't answer. Or I didn't sign my name. I have that guy.
Dan, you are close.
I knew it was one of them, but like he's the only one I can think of.
Dan was super close. Shmi, not Shlee. Shmi. Shlee Skywalker. Shlee Skywalker. Got some responses trickling in here. Drew Hallam. Drew Hallam's guess is the Real Feel Sweatshop. Drew, we love you. Brad also put an answer in there.
I care too much.
Boss Nass, the man who owns me, Shlee. Shmi, Shlee.
She isn't wrong. I do own her.
Aw. But
women are now property again. Welcome to 2019, motherfuckers.
The correct answer, for those of you who said Jabba the Hutt, it is Gardula the Hutt. Gardula the Hutt.
I knew he said a hut.
Not Jabba the Hutt. I mean, Jabba the Hutt's the obvious answer.
I mean, you do see him, and I'm glad they don't spend too much time on him.
But it is Gardula the Hutt. Boo, says Brentley. All right, here's a gimme. I'm going to do 2 more questions, maybe 3 if I can squeeze them in. Who played Anakin Skywalker in episodes 2 and 3? That's a gimme. That is a gimme. Who played Anakin in episodes 2 and 3?
This is...
As long as I can make out what it should be, you'll get a point. You should see some of the spellings I've gotten from Chris Yaney and Jared. Some of them aren't even intelligible.
Oh, I was nicknamed Ashley the Hutt.
I was nicknamed Ashley the Hutt as a baby because I was so fat. No wonder she hates Star Wars.
I still love you, Bubby.
Hey, Drew, real quick. If that's extended universe, that doesn't exist anymore because fuck you.
It's now Star Wars Legends. Ashley the Hutt is now Star Wars Legends. It's no longer canon. Still waiting on one more answer from Chris Yeeney.
We finally got. I shake my head to work.
Cool. All right, so everybody gets a point except for Schlee. It is Hayden Christensen. Every single person spelled his name a different way. Jared spelled his name Christian Hayden. But I still knew what you meant, Jared. Yeah, everybody spelled Christensen a different way. But you all get a point because I know what you got it correct.
Now, what did Bubby put?
She put that annoying kid.
That's Jake Lloyd, Bubby. That was in the first. It was in episode 1, and of course, we were going to talk about Jake Lloyd.
I haven't had my coffee yet. I got you, Jared. I got you,
Bubby. Santa's chorus, and it gets everywhere.
All right. Next question. Now this, I would be surprised if anyone got this. To be 100% honest, because this is super deep.
I can't wait to get this for no reason.
So the Bunta Eve Classic, the pod race, lap 2, going into the Canyon Dune turn, Tusken Raiders shoot down a pod racer. Who is the pod racer that they shoot down? Lap 2 of the Bunta race, the Tusken Raiders shoot down. Now they shoot at Anakin and a bullet bounces off of his pod, but another one on lap 2, they shoot the pod down. And I think his name is mentioned once by the announcers.
Oh, they shot down, yo! They got a Norm Macdonald impersonator to be the one guy. I'm real proud of them for doing that.
My favorite thing is that the one, like the English voice was the guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway? I forget what that guy's name is.
Ryan Stiles? Oh, no, Colin Mockery?
Nope. No.
The two famous guys are gone. Wayne Brady can't be.
Nope, it's not Wayne Brady. It's like one of the, you know how the first chair was always a rotating person? It was always a different person. One of the people that was like a first chair periodically.
Oh, did he look like a skinnier Drew Carey?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, yeah, but I can't think of his name. Yes, Bubby, every single one of those was a word.
Thank you so much, Brentley, for that $30 donation. We are at $7,700. $7,700. Like I said, I would be really surprised if anyone got this, so I decided this was going to be one of those ones. The super nerds would get this one.
You know,
Ashley said 2 peas on a pod.
You know what's frustrating is that I just watched this movie, and you're asking a bunch of trivia from it. I can't fucking remember.
My favorite thing is Brad guessed a pod racer, got their name correct, but it's the wrong pod racer. It was not Ben Quadraneros. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Yaney is correct. It was Timto Pangeles, which he spelled it like fuck, but I know it's Timto Pangeles. I know that's what you're trying to say. Chris Yaney, deep Star Wars knowledge right there.
But guys, I'm not that big of a nerd. I promise.
Yeah, Chris Yaney just got to the...
no, Brentley, I was actively watching Phantom Menace.
Chris Yaney just got to lap 2 of the race in his watch through of the movie right now. And he was, as soon as I asked the question, Team Topangeles gets shot down. He's like, oh shit, that guy. Okay. One more question.
So I just put in the chat the link for the live channel.
One more question.
Click the link, it'll ask you to knock, and then Nick will bring you in whenever it's time.
Okay. What Jedi Master is killed on Magito after Order 66 was executed by Darth Sidious? So there's a Jedi Master who is killed on the planet Magito, which is one of those planets in the montage of Order 66. What Jedi Master is killed on the planet Megiddo after Order 66 is executed by Darth Sidious? This is Revenge of the Sith.
Of course, I don't know his name, but I think I know him.
That is correct.
Are you going to accept that?
That's not his name, but that is correct.
Are you going to accept that? That's the true question here.
No.
I hate you so much, guys. I gave an unofficial answer. It's the greatest unofficial answer you can ever give.
Jared
not going to accept
Jared
it.
Also got the same answer you did.
I think if Jared gets it, gives you the same answer, of course I should get it as well.
Well, and then Brad comes in and flexes his muscle and is like, it's exactly this character. Ashley, you are correct. It was that one guy. Brantley, you are not correct. It was not Dan Brennick.
I don't think they would allow me in the Jedi Academy.
Yeah, that whole anger thing.
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Brantley's like, they would.
I mean, I would have. The only thing I fear is heights and needles, and I don't think that's enough to power me to get over to the fucking dark side.
All right, and man, we have a tie. No, we don't. We're still gonna have a winner because neither one of the points leaders got the question correct. The correct answer is Jedi Master Ki Adi Mundi. The cone-headed one.
Conehead. His name is fucking Conehead.
It is the one with the big giant cone head, but his name is Ki Adi Mundi.
I get a point.
Drew got, and Brad got correct.
I get a point.
He's like the one person on the Jedi Council that you think of when you think of the Jedi Council. That and the tentacle head dude. Those are the two that you
Conehead absolutely counts because that is exactly who he is. No,
does not count.
No. Fucking George Lucas was late at night writing the script for this, and he was like, I need a fucking weird-looking Jedi Master, and he watched Conehead.
The tentacle head dude's name is Kit Fisto, who goes out like a bitch to Palpatine when they go to confront him. Goes out like a bitch. Like, everybody's like, man, look at Kit Fisto. Isn't he so cool? Oh, one slice. He's down.
Some fucking Jedi Master he is.
You know what? We're going to squeeze in one more question here. One more question. What is a good question that I can...
What is Dan's rating of Star Wars The Last Jedi?
Man. No, I don't think we have time to get another question in here. Because we have the ladies from I Shake My Head coming on in. Goodbye, Daniel. Goodbye forever. So thank you, everybody, for playing Star Wars Trivia. You got prizes coming, Chris Yaney and Jared Taylor. Congratulations, guys. Chris Yaney, I believe, ended up with 13 points each. Squeaked it ahead on Team Toe Pangeles of all fucking things. So, congratulations. You've earned a prize if you guessed Team Toe fucking Pangeles. Oh, Chris Yaney already won a prize, so he's going to get two as well. Something. And then Jared Taylor. There we go.
Actually, Chris, it's more like a 3.5 or a 7. I think it's actually a good movie, and mainly because of Star Wars fanboys' tears.
So we are welcoming. I had a Last Jedi question or two in there too, but I didn't get to them. Oh, hi, Bubby. Oh, were you talking to the other Bubby?
She was talking to me.
Damn it,
Brentley. I did mention my fears, and I don't think any of those would lead to anger. So